Friday, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. This is live number 2. Please check the community board for said updates, polls pertaining to Ruby Frankie, Idaho 4, and Summer Wells. I will be back with another live after this live pertaining to what did the boys see and hear pertaining to their sister, Summer Wells. Thank you for following this network. If you like to donate to this network, the Dream, $sign McAngie, 129 Cash App, stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. If you have a problem with incestual conversations, this will not be the live stream for you. So I'm giving you forewarning before playing the video of this content. KOCO5 News is the source. This is a story from a few months ago. And the reason why you're just now possibly getting a little wind of this is because they're trying to protect the children, the victims, in the story by not releasing the father's name. And what is so interesting, even going into the Google search, I still haven't found the father's name or the mother's name pertaining to this story. Hello, Teresa. Good evening. Thank you for joining me.
Secrets and abuse. In August, Oklahoma City police got a tip that a man had multiple children with his stepdaughter. That report would unravel a family and shake an entire community. Thank you for joining us here. I'm Jessica Champa.
I'm Evan Onstad. Tonight we are hearing for the first time from the adult children on life behind those closed doors, as well as the hero who would turn him in. KOCO's Kylie Thomas has the exclusive story you'll always see on Fox.
This cul-de-sac in southeastern Oklahoma City looks like any other. But inside this yellow house was a man with a secret, and one woman would unearth the truth.
It just took someone paying attention. And believe it or not, he was telling on himself every single day. No one listened.
A family of 11 lived here. Mom, dad, and 9 children, hidden away from the world.
They never left the house only with him.
The children had never been to school, the doctors, or even a movie theater. All to conceal a secret they never knew was wrong: their dad's relationship with their stepsister.
Did you know that the younger kids were your dad's kids too?
That I already knew about. I never knew that it was anything wrong with it.
Yeah, we just grew up like if it was normal to us.
At 12 years old, their oldest sister had her first baby with their dad, according to court documents. She gave birth to 4 more inside this home. KOCO sat down with 3 of the siblings who wanted to share their story.
But when she had her first baby, you were just little.
Yeah, I think I was 7 or 8.
Did you ever question why you guys weren't allowed to leave the house more?
Not too much, because Dad always said that he didn't want us to get hurt, or because he protected us because of the people that are outside.
But that would all change.
I was looking for someone to paint the ceiling, and he answered the yes.
Doris Cole hired the father in 2017 as a contractor. She was opening several businesses at 10th and May.
They looked really crazy every day. The clothes that they wore, from the smell.
He started taking 2 of his teenage daughters to work, and Doris picked up on something she couldn't let go.
They couldn't read, they couldn't write.
He tried to come to us, and then it went from trying to not doing.
And the speech was really bad. When I first met her, I thought she had an accent.
She would question the family's homeschooling, the father's persistent phone alerts, and the van packed full of food and clothing. But there was nothing overtly wrong.
Every day it was driving me insane because nothing I could do about it. It was nothing I had to tell the cops.
Until she met the stepdaughter.
The first time I met her was in the hallway. And I said, man, let go, like she just had a child. She was young.
Whoops.
So explore at
Sorry about that. Oh, commercials. Lord mercy.
And he was looking at her as if she was some sort of candy. I started putting stuff together. I said, okay, maybe those kids are hers and his.
The family became distant. Doris believes it was because she was asking too many questions. But they came back 2 years later looking for work.
Now this time I said, okay, I'm not letting this guy get away until I figure out what's going on.
And this time, the father told her the truth.
He said, well, this is not my daughter, just one of the kids. This is my lover, and that's my wife. I said, what?
After 7 years, Doris had the proof she needed.
I seen him kissing her. And I said, you know what, this is it. I called the police.
Detectives began interviewing the family.
Worried he would take them and run, Doris let them stay in one of her homes as she worked with police without the family knowing.
And on September 21st, police surrounded the home, but Dad wasn't there.
They'd asked me if I knew where he was, and I said, well, he's at his other house. They said he was coming back. And so I called him and I said, hey, you know, the police are at the house. He's like, did they see the kids?
What was the feeling inside of your house?
I was hurt because my dad took forever to come.
The adult kids were left alone with their secret siblings, waiting for their dad to face up to the crime.
And amazed, at the same time, amazed and shocked that I'm looking at this entire family I've never seen before. I've seen bits and pieces, and the condition that the little ones were in. I never imagined.
Court documents reveal the kids had poor hygiene, foul odor, lack of dental care, and were sleeping on one heavily soiled mattress on the floor. Investigators say 2 of the children were nonverbal. After 3 hours, Dad finally showed up.
I stood there on the porch. I didn't get to see his face up front, but I saw him from the porch. That was one of the most satisfying days probably in my life, to watch him go and get in the police car.
Both Mom and Dad were arrested. The father's charged with 3 counts of sexual abuse of a child, 5 counts of child neglect, and 3 counts of child abuse. His wife is charged with multiple charges for enabling neglect and sexual abuse.
Both see her also as a victim. Do you see that too?
Now, yes.
You don't think she should be arrested?
No.
Court documents reveal a child told forensic investigators her dad had touched her privacy because he was a doctor.
No, I never thought that dad would touch us or say anything sexual to us. I never worried about it.
How did you watch that? How did you hold your daughter's hand while she's having a baby by your husband?
I can't hate him because he is a strong woman. I could only forgive them. I could only forgive my dad. And I could have made the rest of it into God's hands.
Wow.
Today, the adult kids still live in Doris's home and work for her. They're now enrolled in school,
I'm doing better at my reading. So I read a book yesterday.
have their first IDs, are learning how to drive, and working to get their sister's children back to her from state custody.
You have a 26-year-old that can't read, can't write. How does she teach her kids that can't read or write how to write?
Now, looking back, do you feel grateful that Doris intervened?
Yes. Because she was helping us out.
It's just hard because I was the one that did it, but I'm also the one that's taking care of it.
Now, Doris hopes the community can wrap around this family and lift them up as they navigate life for the very first time.
Oh, I'm hoping that that if there's anybody that wants to help, that is a genuine help. And they've already been lied to and hurt their entire lives. So I'm hoping that their journey in this world and the people that run into them would remember that.
Reporting, Kylie Thomas, KOCO 5 News.
All right, everybody. That's the information pertaining to these kids. I'm going to read you this information. Thank you for joining me, everybody. This is live number 2 Oh, wow, what a story. He appears to be an African American male from what I can see from the video. I do not know if children are African American or biracial because two glimpses at the children talking, they look lighter skinned, so I'm not really sure. But anyway, just a little bit of information in case you were curious. Oklahoma City man, his wife arrested, horrific case of child sexual abuse neglect. KOCO 5 has chosen not to name the suspect because it will identify the victims in this case. Now, this is rare because most people, once you get arrested, it's public information. That's just the way it is. And it won't take long for people to put two and two together who he is and identify the children because people are going to go look at the roster who's been arrested in Oklahoma, in the recent days, months, and the rest is history. Very deep, deep situation. On Tuesday, KOCO 5 received court documents detailing a man who was facing charges of 2 counts of child sexual abuse and 5 counts of child neglect. KOCO 5 has chosen not to name the suspect because it will identify the victims in this case. Police received a tip saying a man had introduced a female as his stepdaughter. Later, the man was seen hugging and kissing his stepdaughter. The tip also stated the man had numerous children, but none of them could read, write, or speak at an adult level. After investigating, police were told there were younger children in the home who were believed to be the man's and his stepdaughters, and that the stepdaughter would have been underage when she conceived the children. Because of this, they were hidden in the home. It's very strange here. What's strange to me is that I thought maybe he took the stepdaughter away, kidnapped or whatever, and that's why they were hidden. But the mother was right there the whole time. So that's what's so baffling about this story. I had to find a few articles just so I could make sure I was comprehending. Because the first article, for some reason, I just couldn't comprehend what the hell I was reading. So I said, let me go in and find another article, which brought me to this one that's more descriptive. Because what I was thinking was the stepdaughter was his wife. You understand what I'm saying? That maybe he dated a woman, started messing with her daughter, then took the daughter out of the house, or the daughter ran away, or he left the mother, and then he made children with the stepdaughter. All along, the mother has been right there, the biological mother of the girl, which is the stepdaughter. Make sure I explain this to you. The mother has been in this house and storyline all along. Both women living in the house together, mating, having sex with this man, and making children. Oh, dear God, help me. Okay, let me resume. Okay, once again, when officials responded to the home, police spoke with the man, his wife, and his adult children. Everyone said there were no younger children. Later, police received a tip that the man had moved the children to another residence, court documents said. Officials responded to the residence and were able to enter the home. Upon entering, police discovered 5 children, all under 18 years old, appeared to have poor hygiene, lack of dental care. According to documents, there was nowhere for the children to sleep, and there was only one heavily soiled mattress on the floor. According to the court documents, children were evaluated by a forensic interviewer, but 2 of the children were nonverbal and could not communicate. The 3 other children were interviewed. In an interview with one of the children, court documents said the man had touched her chest because he's a doctor, and also touched her privacy, which was described as her vaginal area. Court documents said the man had also touched the other children while checking them. So now we got to ask, were there boy children, or are these all girls? Just curious. Court documents said the man's wife was interviewed by detectives and admitted the stepdaughter was her biological daughter. She also admitted her stepdaughter was the biological mother to the 5 minor children, and the man was the children's biological father. So the wife admitted that her daughter had been sleeping with this man, made children, and has a total of 5 underage children. Lord have mercy, this is deep. The court documents show that when the man was interviewed by detectives, he admitted the children were his and his stepdaughters. He also told investigators the children had never been to the doctor and were all home birthed without a medical professional. Are you hearing this? A mother is allowing a man to touch her child, have sex with her child, make babies with her child. They all live in the same house continuously, hidden from the world. Nobody can read, write, talk, nothing. 2 children can't even speak. I'm about to throw up. Okay, let me get my bearings. This is ridiculous. What in the hell is going on here? So who else knew about this? Because this is what I've always said, especially when we talk about Summer Wells and other stories. Eventually, somebody's got to come outside. What did I tell you all the other day about hiding a person, hiding a victim, a kidnapped victim? How long is that going to go on that person is going to keep that person hid? At some point. And that is usually how some victims escape, is when they are trusted to go to the store, or they ride along with the suspect somewhere, and then they break free and reach out and tell people, hey, I've been kidnapped. So did any of these children ever get the opportunity to break out of this house? Was it boarded up inside? What was it? Because you have to ask those questions. Why didn't anybody try to get out to get to safety? Okay, let's finish this. The suspect is facing 2 counts of sexual abuse of a child, 5 counts of child neglect. His wife is facing several charges of enabling the sexual abuse of a child neglect, and child abuse. As you heard the reporter saying to the child, do you think it was wrong what she did? Should she go to jail? Whatsoever. The child says, no, I see her as a victim. See, they've gotten used to this. The girl who was speaking in this interview, she said, oh yeah, I knew about the other children that were my brothers and sisters or siblings or whatever. Basically saying she's used to it. That's all she knew. There was no problem. Now, mind you, you're also talking about some children that are illiterate. So let's also keep that in mind. But the mother, what is your problem? So let me ask that question. Is the mother illiterate? Can the mother read and write? Is this a case of a man finding a developmentally slow individual, married her, made babies with her, or dated her, whatever, married her, and then started molesting her daughter, and then that's how we got to where we are today? Oh, Lord have mercy. I think that's the end of the article. Yeah, that's the end. Okay, this is by KLCO News, if you are curious. Let's chop this information up, everybody. Miss Cole, the black lady you heard here in the video, had been doing business with this man and his children. She suspected something was off because of their appearance, their hygiene, their clothes, not being able to speak, read, and write. But she felt like she didn't have any evidence to take to the police, so she didn't do anything. I'm going to be truthful, because y'all know how I rock. The feeling Miss Cole had day one is the same feeling she had once she found out that the girl had babies with her. He's kissing her, whatever. He's showing the girlfriend, he's showing the wife. My feeling is, Miss Cole, I think you had that same feeling even when it was confirmed. I still would have called the police. Yes, I would have. I would have called the police. I would call, at least I would have called DHS. Because with the police, they're going to be like, well, what do you know? What do you see? But if they don't have clean clothes on and the hair is not combed, then I still think I would have called the police to say, hey, can you do a welfare check at this said address? I've come in contact with this male, and I just feel like something is not right with the children that's in his custody. I think they are being, not fed, not clothed. They smell really horrible. Something's going on. I would have called day one. That's just me. to sit here and listen at this conversation that this is a 7-year itch, that's just too damn long. 7 years, these kids are grown. The only ones that are little are the ones that the stepfather had with the stepdaughter. And I think the stepdaughter is about, 26 years of age, if I'm not mistaken. He started sleeping with her when she was about 12. See, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And this is the perfect story to show you you don't know people. Just imagine all the people he passed in life riding around in his van, his nasty self, filled with food and clothes. And people are seeing him, and he's probably speaking to people. He probably got a few little funky friends in life. Where's his mama? Where's his daddy? Where's his brother? Where are his sisters? See where I'm going with this? Who did he talk to? Who else knew the secret? Because like I said, he's out in the world speaking to people, I'm sure. Nobody knew that guy I've been speaking to in the grocery store been sleeping with his daughter and the mama and made children with her. Because this is the point. If he went to Miss Cole to apply for that painting job, what has he been doing all the other days of the week and of the year? To feed these people in this house. Stay woke. Did they get any type of public aid? Food stamps? What? Something? Because how are you feeding all those people? And naturally, when you get any type of aid from most states, at some point when they start school, they need court records. The state does. Especially if you're going to be getting any type of money from the state, such as a welfare check. We now need to see records that they're going to the doctor and that they're going to the schoolhouse. But I do believe you can get stamps, such as in this state, and not have to comply with showing any type of records about the children. I'm not for sure, it may have changed. But nonetheless, this is a bad, bad story. Because I thought this was going to be a case of a man ran off with the child, made babies with her, and then hid her so nobody would ever know that she was with him. I never thought I was going to read the mother was there the entire damn time. So what I'm going to say is this about the mother. Somebody is going to have to prove to the queen that she has the education of a 2-year-old for me to feel sorry for her. And that's all I'm going to say. She has to have the education and the brain level of a toddler. Because I cannot see how you can watch your man touch your child, kiss on your child, have sex with your child. Your child has had children, and the sick part about it, besides the child molestation, you sitting there watching it, she gave birth to the kids in the damn house. Who cut the umbilical cord? Oh my God, I can't. Oh, Satan is real. Who cut the cord? Imagine what they were living like in the house. Then the second house he moved into because he got scared. Probably didn't have running water, heat, air conditioning. And the odd part about the story is when you look at the house, he had the nerve to have lawn chairs outside. Did you see that? This heathen had lawn chairs outside. Sir, what did you need with the lawn chairs? You were hiding everybody in the damn house. So why did you have chairs out there? I also saw that you had old dusty toilet out there. Typical street person mindset. Where is your family, sir? Your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters? Because I'd like to know, what did you do for holidays? You never took the wife and the kids around? Nobody? Nobody went to school. Nobody went to what? Church. Nobody went to the doctor. Everybody's hiding in the house with this nasty heathen. He's sleeping with the stepdaughter, making babies with her. He's been outside to see a doctor, hospital, church, family function, nothing. As if we are in backwoods, West Virginia somewhere. Appalachia. I need to hear the IQ of the mother. That's all I'm leaning towards right now. Because you see, the state of Oklahoma has charged her for child abuse and neglect as well. And we have seen a few cases where men are sexually assaulting girls and the wife and the girlfriend also participates. So I pray the woman wasn't doing anything sexual with her children, grandchildren, whichsoever. How sick can that be? That these children have come to accept this, to say, yeah, I know them, I know those are my siblings. I know that those are my siblings. I didn't think nothing was wrong with it. Now imagine trying to change these children's mindset of being touched by their father, who says he's a doctor, and thinking it's okay for your daddy to be sleeping with your sisters or brothers or whomever. This is what I'm talking about. How lame the world is. That you do not know people. You can snicker and grin with people all day, see them at the bus stop, see them on the train. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who you're speaking to. And you don't know the war wounds that people carry around. Now, guess what? These people, some of them are grown now. They've got to now carry these demons around with them to what the damn father has done to them and what the damn mama allowed. Miss Cole is now helping these people. They're staying in her house. I guess the young women and men are learning how to drive, get IDs. I pray for them because they're going to need prayer. The smaller children are going to need prayer. And I pray this young lady doesn't get herself wrapped up in any more toxic relationships, because as I said, somebody has got to work with her as a counselor to change her mindset that sleeping with your daddy, your stepdaddy, is not right. And I've seen a case like this before. Saw it on a show. Can't remember if it was Dr. Phil. Some show. Oh, I know what it was. It was an episode of Hoarders. The daughter had ran off with her stepfather. And her and the mother had this tumultuous relationship. Naturally, they would. And it was hard to just sit there and put that in your database, your brain, that you were having sex with your own stepfather and then ran off, and I believe she married him. Hell yeah, your mama feels some type of damn way. A man leaves his wife for his wife's child. I think I'd be in my feelings too. What you say? What say you, the chat? This is deep. You see, everybody's walking around carrying some type of sin, some type of burden, some type of trauma. This is why people act the way they act. And now we've got to pray for these people, their journey in life, as you heard Ms. Cole say, that they'll meet decent people that won't take advantage of them because they've already been lied to and betrayed. Got to pray that they don't go out here and meet some more sick, whack folks that try to use them. Because as they say, hurt people hurt people. One of Dr. Phil's favorite lines. This story is coming from out of Oklahoma. And this lady finally went to the authorities to say that she got information from the horse's mouth that he had been bedding his own stepdaughter and made children with her. And the wife was right there co-signing this child molestation. But what was also interesting with hearing the child say in this interview, I didn't think my daddy would start touching us. Oh yes, but he did, didn't he? Because that's the point, is it not? What's the difference between molesting somebody else's child versus molesting your own child out way. Because I think some men might say that. Oh, I date a young girl, but I wouldn't dare mess with my own child. How do I know that? You want me to sit here in my right mind and know that you fancy young girls, especially if they're underage, and you go ahead and stupidly admit that. And I'm supposed to say to myself, oh, self, he likes young girls, but he wouldn't touch his own daughter. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. No different if it was a man on male. You like little boys, you like teenagers, and you're a man, you will surely touch your own son, and you will surely touch your own nephew, grandson, or whomever, because you're filthy and your mind is filthy. And I doubt that your brain is getting ready to split in two to say, no, you better not touch him. That's your son. I think you would. Because you're sick to be wanting and fantasizing a child in the first place. What y'all talking about down there? That essay traits run deep. Yes, hello everybody. Robin B. Hey honey, how you doing? Thank you so much everybody. Hello everybody. Imagine how many we don't. Exactly, that's my point. That's why I said all this kiki with folks, talking to people on the bus line and over here at the grocery store, you dapping folks and talking to people. You don't even know who the hell you're speaking to till people start talking. And I told you, I have heard people who condone the behavior of men, young boys dating older women. I've had somebody on the network, on the channel, come up on the panel talking about they don't care if their son was messing with an older woman. Why not? He's underage. It's no big deal. It is a big deal. Because ain't no grown woman need to be touching no boy. But you feel that way saying it's okay, but then you say, oh, well, it's wrong if it's a man. Oh, no, a man shouldn't be talking to a 16-year-old girl. Well, what's the difference? A child is a child. Yes. Whole lot of real demons. I just wanted to bring you this short information today because I was trying to debate if I wanted to continue my live streams this evening because I wanted to kind of relax, have some free time to myself. But I want to get out this information because I've written down in my notes conversations I want to have with you all pertaining to things we have learned and gathered pertaining to someone else. And then when I listen to this garbage here, I really get sick at the stomach thinking about this little girl. And we don't know where she is, and she's alive or deceased. This is traumatic here. You see, this is the reason why a lot of young girls experiment with sex early, because it's been proven that they've been touched, they've been fondled, groped, penetrated, so they think it's okay. There's nobody to tell them that it's not. They're not telling somebody that they have had sexual interactions with a man, a sibling, or another child. They hold a secret, might be scared, and then they just go out and start exhibiting the sexual acts with men. And then before you know it, you have a story like this. They're knocked up, they're pregnant. You know damn well you got a grown man touching a child. Hell yeah, she's gonna go out here and start experimenting with other boys. Why wouldn't she? And then next thing you know, she's came in the book. She's a whore, she's a bitch, she's nasty, she's frisky, she's fast. And that's the word I used to call her when I was growing up. Woo, that girl fast. She fast. Now, I might have thought fast was just, you know, she was just too grown for her britches. But possibly fast meant to some people, the girls was doing stuff. This is why you have to talk to your children about inappropriate behavior between family members, adults, and strangers. You cannot be afraid to talk to your children. If your child starts acting mysterious, they don't want to talk, they don't want to come out their room, they're wearing too baggy clothes, such as girls, you need to have a talk with your daughter, your granddaughter, or whomever girl child you're taking care of, because you don't know what's going on. And this is so sick to me that he's hiding everybody in the house, hiding the wife, hiding the children, the girl child that he's bedding, plus her children he's made with her. Just a big old nasty secret. 11 folks laying up in a nasty, filthy house. Did you hear this nonsense? Took them to another house, and everybody's sleeping on one nasty mattress. So where did he get the money to go rent another house? Was he renting? Does he own it? What has he been doing all this time for? Income. What greater education? I'm curious. And bet your bottom dollar, he leaves that house and he goes right out here in the street and talks to people, sit at their house, key, and somebody knows that something ain't right with him. Because you want me to believe all he's done these past years is stay at the house with these people, watching them, trying to make sure they don't run out the house and run away and tell the secret. Somebody in that house had to make money in order for them to live. Because you're going to have to pay rent, mortgage, something. And even if you were getting help from the government, such as Section 8 or a voucher, you're still going to have to pay a light bill, water bill, gas bill. You're still going to have to buy food, groceries, detergent. But we know that possibly they weren't buying a damn thing for the kids. So did the mother work? As I said, what is her highest grade education? What is his level of education? Is the mother illiterate? Does she have the IQ of a child? Is she autistic? What? Because how did you let this go on like this with your child? And why were these people not taking baths? But he didn't mind, did he? He didn't care if everybody stunk, because he's sleeping with everybody. I want you to think about that. He's having sex with his wife. He's having sex with the stepdaughter and molesting his other children. See, my radar would have been off as soon as he came with the two girls or whomever, girl and boy, whoever it was. And I saw that they were unkempt and their hair wasn't combed and they smelled bad. Oh, Queen was already on it. I said, oh yeah, what's the problem here? Because see, let me tell you something. Miss Cole probably could have got to the bottom of the truth as soon as she met the kids. Now, he probably groomed them to tell them, don't tell her nothing, don't answer any questions. But she could have politely said, you know, baby, I noticed, you know, you got a little body odor. Are you able to take a bath at home? See, you don't know what they would have said because you never asked no questions. I guess, I don't know. And you see, she said, oh, they fell off from her because she started asking questions and they were gone for 2 years. Are you hearing this? This is unbelievable. 7 total years of knowing something was not right. And then the secret came out several months ago. A few months ago. August, I believe. And they don't want to give his government name as not to identify his children. Well, let me tell you something. We are not going to know the children because they don't have any, they didn't have any ID at first. They didn't have no birth certificates. How are you going to identify somebody and they've never been to school? They never got a birth certificate. They never were born, they were not born in a hospital. So they didn't have birth certificates. They didn't have social security numbers. So you can give his government name, we still won't know the children. Because for all we know, the state may have petitioned to not even give the kids his last name, just for security reasons. I'm sure somebody would advocate for the children. We do not want to carry the suspect's name. The children do not want his name. Oh, in the best interest of the children, Your Honor, can the children have a different last name? And I would think the judge would gladly grant that wish. All these people living in the world, no ID, no birth certificate, no nothing, until recently. Now, maybe some people would put two and two together who the children are, now that I sit here and think about it. Because the wife, if people knew that he had that wife at one time, that they married. See, I don't know, because I don't even know if anybody ever met the wife before. Then somebody might say, oh, I remember he married that girl. Yeah, uh-huh. And then people might start talking. But people are going to talk anyway because guess what? They're incarcerated. And there are no secrets in jail. Let me make that clear. As we have heard, they know who's coming in prison. And when you go in jail, they ask me 1,000 damn questions. So it's going to get out that he has some children. It's going to get out that woman's name. All I can say, all of those people got more important things to be worried about, such as getting their lives together and learning how to navigate in this big, big world. And the sad part of this story, besides the abuse and the child molestation and rape, is that there are cruel people out here who would do just the same to them. And we have to pray they don't cross their paths, because that would be devastating. To live a life like this in secrecy and then go out here in the world and meet somebody just as big and bad and ugly as your damn daddy, stepdaddy. That's my content for today. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $sign again if you want to. Cash App, stickers and chats, and welcome to the live stream. Give me a couple of minutes to digress, and I will be back to bring you live number 3 pertaining to Summer Wells. We are going to talk about the brothers. What did the brothers see and hear June 15th? I'm trying to chop up all my subject matters in one video because everybody's all over the place when they talk about Summer Wells. It'd be like 1,000 conversations going on in the chat about this. So I try to pick a topic pertaining to the storyline, but still, somebody's going to still come in and start talking about something else pertaining to the disappearance of the young girl. So what I'm going to do is either talk about 1 to 2 topics pertaining to the disappearance during the next live stream. And that's going to be about the brothers and something else. I have to check my notes. But I thank you all for joining me. Join me back here in about 10 minutes or so. We're going to go to live number 3. And then I will read you the polls first. I will read you the results from the polls pertaining to Summer Wells because I asked a lot of questions when I came out that last live. So we're going to go down the list of my community page, and we are going to dissect all of those questions that I wrote pertaining to this case. And I also will read the comments. And then we will get into the commentary of what did the brothers see and hear. I will read back your comments from the chat, and then we will go from there. Thank you so very much. Prayers for these children out of Oklahoma. You've been listening to the Vault XL.